Hi friends, it's Meg here with you today to do a balance practice. I figure it's super appropriate because our lives are all out of balance right now with staying at home, sheltering in place, working from home, homeschooling children, trying not to eat everything in the house, trying to change up our routine and stay healthy while keeping our mind and our emotions balanced. So I want to share something really positive though. When we're in a really stable, fixed position, nothing changes for the good or the bad. But when everything's upended and your life is totally turned upside down, that's when all the growth happens. That's when all the innovation and creativity and breakthrough happens. So let's make something positive about this and start in our body, create balance in our body, and then extend that beautiful experience to the rest of the world. And we're going to end in a pretty advanced pose. So if you're not comfortable, don't do it. But it is the pose that represents being the least balanced possible, but finding balance and even grace within that posture. So thanks for being here. All right, guys, we're gonna start at the top of our mat. And we're gonna do some stretches first to open up our hamstrings. So let's start with a forward fold. Just let your body hang in the first fold. Don't worry about straightening your legs. And just walk your legs and your knees in and out a few times to start to warm up your hamstrings. If you're super tight, you can keep your knees bent. And then we're going to come up to a flat back. For some of us, we have to be up really high to maintain a flat back, while others are able to touch the floor and maintain a flat back. I'm kind of tight right now because I haven't really exercised today, go figure. So it's better for me right now if I'm about here. So we're going to exhale down and inhale to a flat back. Exhale down and inhale to a flat back. One more. And inhale to a flat back. And from here we're going to come into runner's lunge by putting our hands on the ground. Take your right foot and take a big step back. The front leg is at a 90-degree angle. Hands are on the ground, kind of on your fingertips, so that you can keep your back straight. If you have your hands flat, you start to curve your back. And we're going to try to keep some straightness in our back. Pull this hip back. You can even put your hand in the hip crease and kind of remind it to go back. You don't want it to come forward, even though it wants to. You're creating this dynamic stretch here between your knee and your butt. This way and this way. Now from here we're going to have our first balance. And the way that we're going to do it is by putting all of our weight firmly and equally into our feet. Hands forward. And then slowly lift up. This is crescent lunge. This starts to warm up our hip flexors and the larger muscles in our legs. We won't stay here long, don't worry. And hands to the ground. Now, starting to add to our balance, we're going to put our weight in the front foot by pushing forward. Lift that back leg and bring it up to meet your front foot. And then we're going to do, again, a forward fold. Just relax into it. Let your neck go. Give your head a shake. Remember, if this is not comfortable to you, you can always keep your knees bent a little bit. Then come up to a flat back. Really point your tush that way. And exhale down. So now with the other leg, we're going to put our hands on the ground, weight in your right foot, and put your left foot back. Big step so that the front foot is at a 90. The front
knee is at a 90-degree angle. The back leg is nice and straight and strong. You're on your kind of like the, not quite your tippy toes, but your heel is in the air. This is straight. We're not doing any of this. Super straight and strong. Arms lift up. Starting to feel the blood flowing a little bit. And to come forward, we're going to reach our arms forward. This is good for your abs. Hands to the ground, put your weight in your front foot. Let your front foot meet the other. And up. All right. We'll do this in the front first. Lift the right knee. If your leg is pretty strong, the standing leg is straight and strong, lift the kneecap, put your arm out to the side. And the key to balance is balancing your weight on all four corners of your feet, finding that center point. And then slowly pull your knee out to the side. Woo. And when it comes to balance, anytime you drop out, no big deal. Just come right back to the pose. Everything's good, it's just like life. You have a challenge, you drop out, you come back in. Be gentle with yourself. All right, and from here we're going to transition. Leg in front, slide that hand down to the ankle and pull it in the back for a quad stretch. Woo. Keeping that arm out to the side will help you maintain your balance. Very good. All right, and the other side. Left knee up. And then arm out to the side. Make sure you have your weight equally distributed front and back of your foot in the standing leg. Lift the kneecap by really firing up that quad and your glute. And leg open to the side. The best way to accomplish this is by elongating foot into the earth, head to the sky. It's that push and pull in both directions that really helps you create this dynamic force. This arm out this way, this leg out this way. All four quadrants fired up. And again, don't worry, if you fall out, no biggie. All right, and then same transition, we're going to slide our hand down to our ankle, pull the foot in back. All is well. Creating more balance in our life. The more we can balance everything, the more stability we create. The more we can balance our thoughts and emotions, the better we communicate. All right. From here, we're going to go into tree. So there's a few different ways to do tree. If you're new to balancing, you can go with the lowest version, and I'll show you several to choose from. So we're going to start with all of our weight in our left foot. From here, you can either place your foot on the ground, first of all. If balance is really new to you, but the first step is to just find your balance on that standing foot. So you're either going to be with just your toe barely touching the ground, which still requires a lot of concentration, or it can go to your calf, or if you have an advanced practice or you're comfortable with balance, you can bring it all the way up to your thigh. The important thing is do not put the foot on the knee. That is too much pressure on the knee. So from here, the way that we create balance is that our hips and our tailbone kind of tuck down, our abs tuck in, it's like this action, and then our chest kind of opens. Some people feel better in prayer in tree, while others like to grow their tree. I know you can't see my hands, but I really like a Shiva mudra, which is like this. And then others like to open their tree. And a fun thing to do if you're playing with balance is just let your tree kind of sway in the wind. See how that feels? Great way to test your balance. If you fall out, just come back in. Very nice. All right, we're gonna go into toe stand on this side, which is where we take this foot and we bring it up here. Some people just stay right here, which is just fine. And if you have any knee challenges, don't go past this point, but you can always see how you feel. So from here, you can stick your butt out, trying not to let your knee pass over your toe. Don't look down, that won't help your balance. Keep your chest up. This is a great stretch for your booty and your hip. So I don't do a lot of weight bearing, so I'm actually not going to go into toe stand. If that's your practice, go for it. But I don't do much weight bearing on my arms. But you can do like a half. Woo! And from there, stand up. Stay in your previous position if you don't want to attempt those advanced moves. All right, great job. Switching to the other side gracefully, letting that foot come out nice and easy. All right, switching to the other side. Starting to regret not having a hair tie. All right, tree on the other side. First, find your balance in your standing right foot. And then choose where you're most comfortable. You might want to just test your balance by moving this foot around. And then where do you want to be? Do you want your foot right here? Maybe here? There's a lot of strengthening in the standing leg that goes on here, and a lot of concentration throughout your body, which is what we really need to develop right now. This knee is kind of tucked straight that way. It's not forward. Don't forget to breathe here. You can either stay in prayer or you can grow your tree, choosing a mudra of your choice. Because the music is telling me to, I'm going to let my tree flow in the wind a little bit here. A big key to tree is pick one spot to gaze upon. You're looking at your screen, so that should be helpful. All right. We're going to transition again into toe stand by taking this foot, putting it above the knee, and then sit back like you're sitting in a chair. Your butt's way back, but your chest is up. This takes a lot of leg strength. Great stretch on this side. I know you can feel that. And then if you want to join me for like a partial expression of toe stand, come down. My balance is not so awesome that I can balance on my toe. Great job, everyone. Let's transition out super gracefully, if we can. Nice. All right, now we are gonna do dancer, which starts with a quad stretch. So I'm gonna show you from the front, and then I'm gonna switch to the side so you can see it better. So you put your right hand out, let your right foot come into your right hand. And then you start to tip forward, kicking that foot back so it's pushing against your hand. And then the front arm comes forward. I'll show you it on the side, on the other side. But it's that equal stretch of your foot kicking into your hand and your front hand reaching forward that creates this beautiful shape called dancer. Woo! Eventually we'll see our foot over our head like this. Beautiful. A lot of strength happening in the standing leg. Woo! All right, other side I'm going to show you on the side. Left hand out, scoops up the right ankle. And start to kick that foot back. Starts to pull your shoulder back. You're using a lot of leg strength here. Right hand comes forward. Woo! It's great to have a wall behind you for balance. One thing I find is really difficult is if I'm doing a position and then I look to the side to see the screen, I totally lose my balance. Proof that it's very good to have a drishti gaze, a point of focus. Don't forget nice, smooth, and easy breathing through these poses. We're really activating the large muscles. And then come up from dancer. All right, so now we're gonna do a bit of a flow. I'll show you in the front and then I'll switch it. So we're gonna do opposite leg, opposite arm. So right leg up, left arm up, and then we switch. I'm going to show you from the side. This is both like movement and balance. So this is pretty challenging, but you totally have this. I know you do, because you're awesome. All right, so opposite arm, opposite leg up. And then as they flow, the leg and the arm flow back, the other arm flows forward to help you keep your balance. Standing leg is strong. We're just moving so gently and slowly so we can focus on balance. All the while building a ton of strength in the standing leg. Keeping your belly in towards your spine. Using core activation at all times. Four more of these. what helps you really be successful in that is, of course, this standing leg is super strong, but the opposite push-pull of this leg and this arm. All right, let's switch to the other side. So this time we're going to be lifting up the left leg, right arm. So let's do it. We're basically floating into a T, into a flat line. Oh, I can't even look over without losing my balance. Really reach when you get to the bottom. You're going to feel a lot of challenge in that standing foot. It's going to wobble, that's okay. I dare you to do this with your children. There'll be a lot of giggling and falling out. It will be harder on a carpet to do balance, so I recommend like linoleum, wood floor. And one more. Yay! All right, so now we're going to go into standing split and finally half moon, our grand finale. So for standing split, we're going to do like we did before with the forward fold. And then from here, we're going to put our hands on the ground, just our fingertips, put our weight in, and we're going to take the right foot into the air. So this does a lot of activating in the standing hamstring. You definitely are going to be feeling the blood flowing at this point. And then we're going to do a squat. So this is going to come behind the other leg. And then when you go up, you really activate the standing leg. You're not using the strength of the floating leg, but the strength of the standing leg bent. And then that glute just fires it up. We're going to do 5 of these. Aren't you glad we're using our hands? I'll show you it without hands. Woo, maybe I won't. All right, other side, standing split. Woo! Okay. Left leg in the air. All right, now really feel that stretch opening up your hamstring. The left glute is fired up right now. All right, and then squat down behind the other knee and fire it up. 2, 3, 4. Oh, I was getting too cocky there. When I was practicing it, I could totally do it. But of course, when someone's watching, 5. All right, now we're going to transition into half moon. This is really great to have a block, but I don't have a block, so I'm going to use a book. So on this side, we're going to put a book just ahead of our right foot and ahead of our right hand. So we're going to do a standing split with the left leg in the air. And then find a position where your book or your block is under your shoulder. And then what you're going to do is just start to find your balance with that standing leg in the air. Lift it high. You're really feeling it here. And if you can, put your hand on your hip and slowly start to open your hip, facing the screen. If you're comfortable here, you can put your hand towards the sky. you're super comfortable, you can look towards the screen. That's really advanced though. It's more comfortable for most people to start out looking down with their hand on their hip. It's just enough to keep the balance with the leg in the air. And that is half moon. You've done half moon, my friend. Amazing. Woo! All right, let's do it on the other side. And then you have completed your balancing practice. Fantastic. All right, so we're gonna start with standing split here. Okay. With your right leg in the air. Definitely feeling this in my legs, guys. I know you are too. All right. So find the position of your block under your shoulder. Really feel that leg pull away from you. That's what's going to keep your stability. That leg is pointing that way and pulling you that way, which really pulls on this muscle and activates it. Hand on your hip if you're comfortable. I'm barely putting any weight in my hand on the ground. It's really just for stability. I could do that, but it psychs me out. For example, if I just keep it up an inch, I can hold my position. So much of it is mental. Arm in the air if you feel comfortable. And look towards the screen if you feel comfortable, down if you don't. You can always stay with your hand on your hip and your gaze down. I'm really feeling this in my glute, my left standing glute. Woo! Definitely feeling more balanced. And come down nice and easy and graceful. Yay! We did it. That was fantastic. Thanks for joining me, you guys. I hope you feel more balanced.